Hmm. Ouch. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do this. Hmm. There we go. Hey, what's going on, y'all? I'm so sorry. I was just typing in some stuff. We're about to hop right into it. Hmm. Yeah. And bingo. And all right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everyone. Listen, I'm going to be doing pretty much, I've been doing a lot of revisions to the channel. Um, so bear with me, but I've been doing things as far as to get a certain vibe going. I have been taking into accountability a lot of things that I would like to help people with in that regard. So, one of them will be, of course, the cooking videos that will be pretty much uploaded every day. So, every day I'm going to be uploading videos, something I've cooked or something that I put together. So, I'm also going to be doing videos where I'll be doing reviews of different things that I get. And I really wanted to do that pretty much for the truckers or people that are into the mobile lifestyle anyway, because I picked up, or should I say, I've learned to do without. So now that I'm back home full time, I wanted to keep that regimen going for you guys, so that way things that I cook and stuff you guys can easily make on the truck and stuff. But I'm also going to be doing a couple of lives, and the lives that I would like to do is during the morning. I know that TV Trucker Brown has pretty much the school portion on Trucker Brown. New Regine Entertainment is basically all the gossip, mess, and all that good stuff. So we're trying to keep things regimented and segmented in a way where whatever you into, you basically have. Um, what else is going on? But yeah, the lives are going to be for me to communicate with you guys, understand pretty much like the content that you guys would like to see, answer any questions. This would be a great opportunity, like I said, for us to just vibe and talk about whatever. So we're cool. So good morning, Rodney Stewart. Thank you so much. Hello, are you? Oh, you can sing too. Well, I've been fixing the sing. No, do I sing? I mean, I can hold a note. That makes that's so weird, right? But no, can you guys hear me? Let me get a sound check. I feel like I should maybe talk more into the mic. So I probably don't even have the mic on. Testing, testing. Hello, hello, hello. Let me see. Probably not. Hold on. Let me redo this then. Let's say hello, hello, hello. Nope. All right, so I'll figure that portion out. Hey, what's going on? C Love. So yeah, no, I'll figure out this portion. So because I want to have it where now I'm not doing the StreamYard, which I usually should do, which I could do, but that's because I just kind of want to test this one out and stuff like that, and just bring you guys up to speed at what's been going on. Like I said, the channel has been going through a revision, and that's really because I wanted it to be a testament as to what goes on in YouTube, um, and what happens basically when you are a creator and understanding how to get to where you need to go. And so I think what I can start it off with by saying is that on IG, I've been doing a real talk over coffee, and it's a little bit more laid back. It's definitely something for people that can't just hop into mess or just can't hop into the seat and go. That was a struggle of mine while driving or trucking. I've commenced at 3 years. I mean, I'm still going to keep my CDL, but I mean, I'm not driving any longer, and really don't intend to go back. So the one thing that I realized was that I needed something more than coffee, and so I would build a complete ritual when I was trucking. And what I would do essentially is I would get up, I'll say probably like 40 minutes, an hour before I had to go down the road. And I would create a whole situation. So I'm talking about I would light a candle, crack open the window or so. I would put on my favorite robe. I mean, I would try to make the truck cab as homely as possible, right? Um, and I had a specialty coffee that I use, and this was actually the French press that I had on the truck. This French press saved me. First of all, it saved me money because even with me collecting the points at Love and Pilot and TA, it's that coffee's horrible after you have some good coffee that you like to have. And I would not respond to any emails, no text messages, nothing negative. I wouldn't look at my phone. I wouldn't, even if the DM, I consider the DM negative. Like I was like, I ain't trying to hear that you changed nothing. I don't want to hear that now. I don't want to hear none of that. I need this 10 minutes of just glorify glory for me to get through the day. And so that was a regimen that I did that I'm now doing on IG. So if you guys are following me on IG, waytwoflybaby, make sure that you guys are getting into those conversations. So you're not doing OTR no more right now. No, I'm not doing OTR. I'm done. I am done with OTR. I would prefer to be at a place where I'm done with trucking, period. And I'm gonna tell you why. Let me tell you why I'm done. Let me move this out the way. I am done with trucking because of the simple factor the of where it's leading to. And I don't understand for the life of me why a job that, or should I say, a career that has helped so many families, it feeds so many families. I mean, we're really the epitome of essential workers. Bring them. Oh, can you hear me with the mic? I'm so sorry. Can you hear me now? See, love, let me know. Anywho, it didn't make sense to me why, um, and I guess because it's synonymous with the YouTube, why we would be in an environment where we run in the same circles. And the same circles meaning when we do the YouTube and we go through these things through YouTube, and then I see you at a Pilot or I see you at a Flying J, two things happen. One, you ain't got the same vigor or intensity or energy that you had being on the video. And two, it really does put into perspective that we're playing a dangerous game. And so for me as a woman, like I said, just me reflecting back and seeing what has happened, a person that normally, like I said, like I look at my YouTube as a timeline. And I'm thinking, damn, like, what I mean? When I was to myself and doing my thing, even with me putting out my videos and stuff like that, regardless if it was ranking or getting views or whatever, it was just a form of my artistry, right? It was just a form of me taking my creativity and putting it on to paper and just doing it. And so when that took a turn, and it affected me because I mean, I stopped doing what I intended to do, which was to put out the content and to address um, YouTube beef or YouTube things. The thing that became apparent was I'm like, wait a minute, like I'm beefing with fellow truckers or I'm beefing with, coworkers basically. That's how I had to quantify it. I was like, I'm beefing with coworkers. Like, I'm not doing that. So, um, back and forth between you and TB. I mean, yeah, TB right now has the live going on as far as trucking school. Over here, like I said, me and him are both in agreement that we are both creative people, and there are people that enjoy seeing me just as much as they enjoy seeing him. I mean, of course, like I said, his subscribers are astronomical compared to mine, but the truth of the matter is that's the whole idea of being in a relationship with another creative person, that we both have our artistry. And so we move as a unit, but yet we have our individuality and what we bring to the table and what we want to express to you guys. So, I mean, yeah, absolutely. I mean, support my man. But nonetheless, there are people that did ask, hey, we miss you. Like I had 4 people that was like, yo, dude, like, where you been at? I'm like, oh, I just been doing my own thing, like, cause I just got tired. Like I said, I really did get tired of coming over there or being over there and feeling like I need to do this whole song and dance. I ain't, I ain't got the patience for all that all the time. So I figure, like I said, having it where you guys can have this over here, you know, separation, no tea, no shade. But I do go over there, and TV does come over here, so you guys don't have to fret. There go our resident stir of drama, Marcus Collins. Everyone, he has entered. Forget TB, LOL. No, it's not that. It's just like I said, I think overall, the lesson I've taken from it was being an individual is necessary for you to survive in life. Yes, you can have people that will invigorate you. You can have people that can inspire you. You can have mentors and all that. But nonetheless, you definitely have to have it where you are always one and sound with yourself as an individual. So, like I said, the thing I love about TB is that he's not overbearing. Like this is not a you have to do this. No, it's one of those things where he's like, do whatever you want to do. I totally support that. And, press on and I mean, let me tell you something. I'm in the best position because here's the thing. I can always get up and go get a hug from him. That's what I think as a woman, that's what I love is that he's not but 20 feet away from me, and to me that is such a feeling of stability and security that I completely love. So that's where I was at. And like I said, for me with trucking, it just got to the point where I was like, nope, I want to, just I want to be home. I want to give what we can give or the experiences that we give in another format. And that's what I want to go with. Are you guys done with OTR for good? What do you think? What you think you want to get into after trucking? I mean, sky's the limit. I was just talking about this on my IG that trucking's like the drug game, or should I say I treated it like that. I'm not a hood person, so please don't take this clip and put it into some type of video, Lord Jesus. But nonetheless, what I did was I said, all right, cool. I'm going to take a break from societal finances. And I'm going to use this time while I'm taking a break to really understand how I can diversify and expand on what I want to do next in my life. A lot of people come into trucking for different reasons. My reasonings were very simple. It wasn't as drastic or chaotic or severe or necessary for me to get into trucking. It wasn't nothing like that. But it was definitely something where when I got into it, I understood, like I appreciated the simplicity of trucking. Like trucking simple is like get your ass in that truck, you know what I'm saying? Understand the load, get to the load, get there on time. That's always the thing to do. And then receive compensation for your efforts. And so to me, I figured, yo, this is a great thing to do because it doesn't require a lot. I get why people are enamored with trucking. I get it because it's one of those things where it can literally change your life. Like if you do this thing correctly, you can feed your family, you could be successful, you can, segue into different things. So you could become a fleet owner, you could be an owner operator, you could be a lease op, you could, become a broker, like there was so many avenues that trucking has because it's such an expansive industry. But again, a lot of people stay in trucking because let me tell you something, ain't nothing like driving down the street and you are your own boss, even if you are a company driver. Like if you're a company driver, you're technically your own boss. You have to be in control of your schedule, your time management, your clock. Like no one's over your head and no one's beating you to get this job done. In fact, it's one of those things where you have a call to God, so to speak. So um, thanks, Marcus Collins. Definitely hit the like button, guys, if you guys like things like this. Because, like I said, I'm going to try to stagger it with TV. TV will probably start around like a half an hour, or I'll start a half an hour prior. And that way I know you guys like to see both. And I'm not going to interrupt that. So we'll probably stagger it so that way you guys can get in both. Or you can always catch the playback. Phoenix Rises Sun says, are you still living in Salt Lake City trying to decide as a Black woman between Vegas and Salt Lake? I love both cities for different reasons, social versus nature. Okay, cool. So let's get into Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City is absolutely beautiful. It is a Mormon state, meaning that the religion is the driving force of that. So as long as you're not into the religion, you can live comfortably there. But I will say this about Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City is not for any type of domestic violence because if you are a part of domestic violence, they treat the women like crap. I don't know if you guys want to look it up. You don't have to take my word for it, but any type of things that happen with women in Salt Lake City, your cry for help will not be answered. The religion, I don't know if it's the religion or I don't know if it's just the meritocracy there, but they do not do the whole domestic violence thing. Meaning if you call there and say, hey, listen, I got into a situation with my husband, I got into a situation with my boyfriend, they will treat you as if you're the aggressor, meaning they'll take your information, they'll do all that, but if they have anything that is not finite, like if they don't have something where he's like dead to rights wrong, no. And like I said, you guys can definitely check it out and do your research. But that's the one thing that I realized because me going through the nastiness of what I was going through with my marriage and divorce, it was very, very, very hard for me to get solace there. So, like I said, Salt Lake is beautiful. I lived in downtown Salt Lake City. I had a view of the state capitol. So that huge building, it's like famous. Plus, I was really next to like the Seraphim Lord building, like where they do their teachings, the theoretic library, the original house where the religion started at. Like I was right in that middle of it. And yeah, as far as like being a Black woman living there, thriving there, absolutely. The Another thing you have to be conscious of, you're not going to get past a certain level. So there, if you took racism out and insert religion, that's what it would be. So if you were moving up the corporate ladder, if you were not a Mormon, that's where your elevator stopped. So that's another thing you would have to be conscious of because there were a lot of people that were in good positions, but they knew they could never move up. And so they just planned their life around it. So they would say, all right, cool. Well, I'm going to just, be the vice president, but they know they could never achieve CEO unless they became a Mormon. And let me tell you something. Just like with racism, I feel like you shouldn't have to even go through that. That shouldn't be something that you have to do. So, yeah, Salt Lake City is beautiful. If you want to visit, absolutely. If you want to live, cool. But Make sure you stay on your P's and Q's. Try to fraternize and be with like-minded, positive people, because if you're in any type of negativity, man, they will. If you're a woman, they'll lock you behind up. All right. I didn't get locked up, but I'm just saying they don't treat the men there don't look at women as equals. They look at you as you are a part of the natural order of things, which is you are to get pregnant, you are to bear the children, and that's it. You don't really have anything other purpose than that. So be very mindful, especially Black women that are fraternizing, getting into interracial relationships. You want to be cognizant of things like that. So I hope that answered your question. Didn't know that. I heard it's not the best place for women. Didn't know why. Yeah, Phoenix, it's bad. I should do a video on it. It's just that I need to be in the headspace to speak freely, and I'm just not there, to be honest with you. But I'll get there. I will definitely, because I want to show you guys like the police reports that I had against my estranged husband and think like I want to show you guys, but I'm in a headspace where I'm so happy with my life, and I'm in, I'm safe and I'm secure. And so I have to be in that headspace. Like it's hard to describe it, but it's like I don't even think about that stuff. You know what I mean? It's such a distant memory for me now. And I just, I'm just more focused on the blossoming of our relationship, me and Sean's relationship. So that's what I'm focused on, more or less. Let me see. Be a brave girl, do your thing, let them hang. Okay. May not be the best city to live. I'll just visit. Exactly. Vegas is good. Now, Vegas is more transient. So how can I put this? It'll probably be harder for you to like develop friendships here because people are coming and going. They may be here, they may be not, or so. So this is definitely a place for you to come, get settled, get what you need done. You know what I'm saying? Like really take the time you need to establish what you want to do and get your ducks in order. That I'll definitely say. If you are a CDL holder, as far as coming over here to change over like your credentials and stuff, it's a little bit of a hassle. They only have one CDL office, and it is pure hell getting all your stuff sent over and stuff like that. But other than that, I mean, Vegas is cool. Vegas, if you're away from the strip, it's a lot easier to digest than living anywhere near that strip. That's for sure. Let's see. Would you ever leave the West Coast? If so, would you dream? What's your dream city to move? I'm never leaving the West Coast. I would just stay Western 11, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't have a dream city yet. No, I'm lying. My dream city actually will be Malibu, believe it or not. Malibu. I don't know if you guys ever been. Like Malibu is it's like the Hamptons in New York. It's just one of those places that there's just no issues there. Like it's just never a bad time. Like you have the beach right there. Everyone is cool. Everyone is chill. There's just no issue. Like I remember me and Sean was there and went to go get a cup of coffee from this coffee shop. And it was like 4 cops outside, right? And they were arresting this guy. And this guy looked like the dude off of Malibu Most Wanted. He had like the freaking like the sweatband. He had like a big fake diamond in his ear. He's talking and walking like this, and we were cracking up because we was like, why is this happening? Like, and the cops didn't even like really do nothing to him. It was just like, dude, you're interrupting our day. And the cops' day, they just watching babes rollerblade up and down the beach, and like their day consists of them telling bums to keep it moving and drinking free coffee all day. Like they don't have any issues. But that's my favorite part is Malibu, California. I'm happy that you got out of that situation with your estranged husband. Yes. I you know I think the thing that I've gotten out of it was I'm just glad that I was able to have more preventative measure because like I said, the one thing that people fail to realize is that there's a lot of people that are not able to get out of those situations. That they stay around for it can either be for financial reasons, it could be so that way they don't embarrass their family's namesake, or it could just be, how people like to act like, oh, well, you're married and you're supposed to die with this person. Like I get all that, but I think what made it hard for people to believe or understand is that I pretty much seen it being, this is going to escalate into something where, you know, I don't want it to go. And I didn't want to see it go. Like, I'm not the type of person that feel like I need to have my face bashed in for me to get the hint, to get the wake up call. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if he would have took it there, but I'm seeing the red flags open up. I'm seeing, that it could go there. And then the vindication is that he did exactly what he was supposed to do. He tried to tear me down. He tried to cause harm my way. He did all the things that, like I said, I didn't do anything to him. I just left. You know what I mean? I literally, say, you know what? I will not stand for this any further. You will not treat me this way any further. I will not have to feel like I'm in pain. It was a pain that I was feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like, just seeing his face and being in his aura and his orbit, it was something that, like I said, I would tell children, listen, you don't have to be here if you don't want to. There is nothing on this planet that will keep you in any type of situation. And a lot of people want to tell you, oh, well, you should have stayed. But then the people that's giving me advice, or the people that's condemning me, are people that have been married 2, 3, 4, 10 times. It was just like, I thought you guys were going to have my back. I'm thinking like they were going to be like, you know what, girl, you right. Cause my last marriage, I left. Damn that. It was like, no, it was just like, you're this, you're that, what you did was wrong. And so that's when I said, okay, this is not personal. This is just people taking digs at Sean. And that's when I started to say, okay, well, if this man can take bullets on YouTube for 6 years, me taking these bullets is nowhere near. I mean, it's horrible that I went through what I've gone through, but I have no victim mentality. Like, it's, God himself going to have to come down here and get me off this planet. You understand what I'm talking about? So that's just where I'm at with it. I'm so sorry, y'all. I had a call come in. All right. Good morning. I am her style. That's my girl right there too. What's going on, my love? So many people ignore the red flags. Exactly. People ignore the red flags because people believe that things won't happen to them. That's the world we live in now. People think, oh, I'm straight. As long as my kids and my wife is cool or my family is cool, I'm good. And then when something happens to them, then we got to see GoFundMe accounts being made. See, I don't live like that. I live preventatively. I do not live in the mindset of thinking that it can't be me, because things can change like that. What I do is make sure that I'm always mindful of my environment, and I always change my environment when it does not serve me any further. Yeah, I ignore red flags and hope they will change, and they never do. I used to give people way too many chances than I ever should have. Yep, and you think people will change, they never do. Here's the thing. That's not my purpose in life. My purpose is not to change anyone's opinion or anything like that. I cannot do that. You know what I'm saying? Something my grandma used to always say, she used to say, you're so busy worrying about other people that when God calls you home, he's not going to ask about those people's sins. He's going to ask about yours. And so that's when I was like, you know what? That's where I draw the line. Everything that I invest is into me, for me to be the ultimate best human being that I can be. So that way I can continue helping people and being a friend to people, being, there for, being a doting girlfriend, or, at the time I was a doting wife, and, different things like that. And that's what this is all about at the end of the day. You walk in this thing, you come in this world by yourself, you're walking by yourself, you leave out this joint by yourself. As simple as that. Right. Gotta be a realist in this world. It is what it is. But if it ain't what you think, exactly. I live preventatively, girl. That's a t-shirt I'll buy. Maybe I should start making t-shirts, live preventatively. Yeah, think about it. The cops don't do anything preventatively. You have to commit the crime for them to react. Like, I don't know if you guys ever seen this movie. It was called The Minority Report. It's with Tom Cruise. Dope movie, yo. And the movie was basically based on what would happen in the world if we were to have the cops proactively capture people before they committed the crime. Crazy. And it was, and the sad part about it is it still was messed up because it was still able to be manipulated, because the three oracles, or the three people that were sending out these premonitions, they could be tampered with. So it just go to show, like, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, you can live as much of a righteous life, but you're still human. You're still going to have ill will thoughts. Sometimes, you with the shits. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you just with the smoke. Sometimes you want to curse people out. Sometimes, you know what I mean? And to me, it doesn't make sense to ignore that. You can just be aware of it. You can say, hey, like, today I have an agenda. But today I also need to be understanding of why I feel the way that I do. And those are just as valid of feelings. That's why I don't understand how men have this concept of, oh no, I don't have no feelings. But then if someone calls you a B, or if someone, talks about your mom and stuff, you're flying off the rails. That means you do have emotions. That means you are present and you are a human being. So to have this veneer like you're above anything, it's just I think it's the stupidest way to live in today's world. You're not going to get far. You're not going to be able to play the game, and the game is to get the bag. Get the bag, bro. Like, stop trying to veer away from the bag. Like, everyone is in on it. The Pope is in on the bag. Like, that's just how the game go. Like, money is the blessing. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things where, we like to live in this philosophical, oh, it's so peaceful, and my world is the way, and we Siamese, if you please. No, don't listen. Start with home. I tell people all the time, 9 times out of 10, your individual household sucks. And that's why you are a chaotic or a deterrent in the real world, because the real world is cold. So you need to be stern and fortified, and you need to be in a mindset that when you come home, it's your sanctuary. So like I said, you prep and make your daily habits home, right? When you go out to the world, you just hater, negativity, man, get out of my bed. Like, that's how you move. And then when you come back home, guess what? It's your sanctuary. You re-up, you reassess, you reevaluate, and you go at it another day. And I guarantee if you follow that procedure way more, you'll be in less beef, you'll be in less drama, you know what I'm saying? You'll just, be just an overall well-rounded person. But like I said, I think for someone like me, I wanted to showcase to people that, I could care less what anyone has to think or say about me. Like, someone calling me or calling me a whore, or calling me derogatory names, or being selective and calling me those things, or making it their life mission to paint me out to be a bad person. That's only you trying to terrorize my reputation. My character stays the same. I'm still coming up in this young, like, pimp stroll and everything. Like, automatic, systematic, bum, bum, like, you're not going to kick me off my rock. I got stuff to do. I got things to achieve. And that's what I wanted the channel to be. The channel is duality. Yes, I can cook. Yes, I can spar with the best of them. Yes, I like matcha green tea. Yes, I like to be a girly girl. And yes, I can curse you out if need be. It's just simple as that. Like, it's just, I'm a real live human being. And so, like, for F all that, I'm real and I'm from the streets, and I'm getting money, and I'm not doing none of that. You come over here, we're going to have real conversations. If you come correct, we can have a correct conversation. If you come incorrect, hopefully we're going to get you correct when the conversation is over. That's just where I'm at with it. But nonetheless, I hope you guys are pretty much enjoying, like I said, I'm sorry. Hope you guys are enjoying the separation of things, because I feel like I said, what's happening in YouTube is we're developing an audience, and it's not fair for the people that come to see me to cook or do things like that to have to see that side of me. But you can catch that side of me on New Regime. I will say that. Got that goddamn right, girl. Huh. All right. So Jerome said, can you do a cooking video with just using an air fryer for the drivers? You know what's funny? I don't have an air fryer. I'm willing to go purchase one though. I'll go purchase one and do some with the air fryer. I'm trying to think what I can use in regard. I mean, I'm sure you guys have a crock pot. You probably have the microwave and stuff, but I try to show you guys what you guys can do, like one pan in those little electric skillets, like, get like a ceramic one or something that's a little bit more environmentally good. But yeah, no, I'll get an air fryer. I can do a couple of videos with that for sure. Emotionally chaotic people can't stand people who are solid and even temper. They would try to pull you in their chaos, and if you're not careful, it will work. Well, here's the thing, we be trucking. This is what I got from it. I find it fascinating that men think that they can criticize, critique, gossip, and judge better than a woman can. I mean, ladies, if there's any ladies in here, who do that better than us? You cannot read me better than I'm gonna read you. I don't know what alternate universe we're in, because see, women do this for fun. You guys are just, men are just getting into the habit. When you have the Kevin Samuels, the Tommy Sotomayor's, the coach Greg Adams, you have these different people who are using their experiences with women, both in from childhood to relationships. They're giving it from their male perspective. What about the women that grew up with these women? Like, it's like, that's where I was looking at, like, hold, time out. Before we go any further, how you gonna talk about me and your house ain't right? Like, how you gonna talk about me and your wife let you come out the house? Like, and that's what prompted me to even speak about anything. Cause I'm like, oh, everybody talking about whores, but if you married your wife and she had kids prior to you, oh, for sure. Like, what I mean? It just was like one of those things where I was just like, I'm sorry, what? But then that's when I understood the YouTube game. I understood, oh, okay. So you have two types of content producers. You have people that feel like, hey, drama pays and negativity pays. And so we're going to fuel this because this gives validity to their channel. And plus, it's kind of like a quasi 2-for-1 special because they're feeding off of it. They like it. And then you have people that actually put content together. Like, they actually come up with a syllabus, they come up with an itinerary, they film it, they edit it, they choreograph it. And so that's where the line went. But like I said, the thing with stagnation is that I'm not going to stay stagnant. Like, okay, we talked about it. Okay, your mama a hoe, my grandmama was a hoe. Like, it's like we did it. Where, to what end did this go? Because now the money is plateauing. The views are plateauing. And so I'm not a person where I feel like I need to tear someone down. And I definitely don't feel like I need to go into someone's past to do that, because I'm just going to judge you off your conversation and your character. Like, that's just how I go. I don't care about, because like I said, we don't do that to drug dealers. When we talk about former drug dealers or people that were OGs and stuff like that, we don't bring up the detriment that they put into the community. If anything, we give them the congratulations because we say, okay, you changed your life around. And we take heed into not bringing them back to that, because that is a big thing for men, especially Black men. When they come back into society, the debt is technically paid, but then they have to wear that scarlet letter. And so as a woman, I'm thinking that's the same way. I'm thinking, okay, if I did something in my past, what I'm saying, and I've moved on from it, and I don't speak in that tone, I don't speak in that rhetoric, I don't push that ideology out, I don't do any of those things, I should be exonerated from it. But see, that's where the big disconnect is from women from men. Women have no idea that they are still worlds away from being even heard. And so you have two types of women that emerge out of this situation. You have one woman that will say, you know what? I don't care what's going on in the world as long as me and my family is good. Like, I value the opinion of my man. I value the opinion of the people I hold true to my life. And then you have other women that will die. I'm talking about, they will literally die trying to prove something that, who cares in the first place? Like no one cares when I would assume no one would care that someone's being called a whore, because technically whores are making money. They're making a buku, I mean, buku fucking money. So it's just one of those things where I'm just weirded out by why do we put these parameters in place when it means nothing? Because all anybody trying to do is get the bag. I don't get it. So that's just my take on it. Can someone please tell me what the big talk is about the air fryer? I have no idea. I mean, the air fryer is cleaner, meaning you're not cooking in grease and you're using basically so you would take something that's in the air fryer, right, and you would cook like chicken wings or french fries and stuff, but it doesn't have the grease with it where you would like deep fry something. So it's just a cleaner and more healthier alternative way to have the same fried foods that you would like, but you would have it in a more convenient way. So I think that's why people like the air fryers. Yeah, but I hate the cleanup on that stuff. Man, I don't clean up. I don't clean everything. Listen, everything I say, take it to the bank. I ain't taking back none. That's how I felt. I'ma stand on it like King Kong, 10 toes down. That's how I felt. I don't care how you feel, because then nobody care how I felt when I said what I had to say. And so that is the reality of life. And if we move that way, a lot of people would have more respect for each other that way. You know what I'm saying? You can't be a terrorist, an emotional terrorist to people, tear people down. And then when someone stands up to that, then it's like, oh no, you're supposed to be doing that. No, it doesn't work that way. The world does not respond that way. The world usually does this. It'll say, oh, that's how you feel? Leave. Just leave. Because I'm gonna tell you this right now, there's a lot of people that don't realize that as the internet is becoming more and more prominent, jobs are becoming more and more aware of what's going on. That is why when we see someone does some type of racist thing, like the Karen movements, right, where Karen will call the cops on someone and the cops will come and do this and a third. Now people are using that to their vantage point. Now they're saying, oh, so you're being racist. Okay, well, we're going to show this to your job. And where you were holding your job for 25 years, they're going to let you go because guess what? You're interrupting their money. And so a lot of people, especially like I said, with us in the trucking community, what we don't realize is that we run the same circles. So when you say inflammatory things and do inflammatory things, things like that, you have to remember you don't know who's watching. Like I said, I had it where I was literally fueling and I had a dude come up to me and solicit and say, hey, how much? And I've never had that happen before until it has been in a documented video that, oh, she's a prostitute. And so, like I said, with me, I have the affordability to letting the authorities know and letting investigations be done and things like that. Because, like I said, it's not like I'm a content creator and this is a troll. This is someone that technically speaking, I can pass at a truck stop. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where, we forget very quickly just how small this world is, you know what I mean? And so with that being said, I think just having it where it's not my mess to clean. I didn't start it. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't start the mess. I usually respond to mess, but I don't start the mess. Let's see. Yep, I never saw you put other people's name out there to grow your channel. You're growing it naturally. Because, I mean, I'll put it this way. If Disney movies taught us anything, the villain never wins. He just doesn't win. He doesn't win. People always love a good ending, no matter what it is. The people love nobody wants to live in negativity. That's why negative people, they step out of their negative bin and they come and terrorize other people because they don't even really like staying there like that. That's the funny thing about it. They don't really like being there. So if negative people stayed with negative people like they're supposed to, they would thrive. They would build bridges. They would be comparable to society or be accepted by society. But the reason why they don't win because no one likes them, and they know that. That is why they toggle in and out. That's why they, oh, I'm negative and I'm gonna set you straight and I'm a ether you, but I'm a good society, a good citizen, and I pay my taxes and I take care of my children. See, I can be good. Like it's just people see that, people can read that. No one wants to really be around it. So the sad part is that negative people don't realize is that they are used too. In fact, they're used worse. People will use you for your negativity and never really give you the validation that you need to have, which is positive reinforcement. So, like I said, you might well just be positive. And that's why, like I said, with me with the channel, I kept the videos up and I took the negative part down because I have way more positive videos than negativity. Why would I? It's no need for me to do that. It's no need for me to prove that I can step down into your circle. I mean, I can, but the thing is that I have really strong combat boots to step up out of it too. I don't dwell in the negativity. I don't, it's no need to live there. It's just, I come there, Millie Wop, and then I'm out. Bye. Get back to the bag. That's just where it's at with it. It's like a stove, honestly, just small. Yeah, those air fryers are relatively small. I mean, they're like, what I'll say they're about the size of they're about the size of a crock pot. They're like this big. They're really that big. I want to put that Gallant's unit in my truck. It's a microwave, air fryer, and oven in one. It's the size of a microwave. Okay. Let's be for real about it's not the cooking portion, it's the storage of the food. I think the issue that I had with keeping fresh food and different things like that onto the truck, it was becoming a hassle because the thing that I'm compromising is, do I need to get fresh food every other day? How often am I getting the food? Am I running hard enough to the point where I have time to get it? So when those were becoming the issues, that's when I was like, I mean, that's when I got into meal prepping more. And then that's when I said, you know what, forget the meal prep. I'm just going to use one vessel to cook in. So I took out the microwave and everything that I cooked was either going to be raw, fresh, or all in one pan. So that's why I just opted to get that cooking vessel that that what is it, like it plugs in and because that to me that's the only thing that made sense to me. I can put everything in a pot and just go and it would be ready to go. So getting those type of things, it's pretty crazy, like because then you're filling up the truck, you have a lot of things, a lot of moving parts. When it's time to roll, you now have to wait for those things to cool down, then the cleanup, oh god, like just prepping. So it's very hard. The truck is not designed for you to live in. The truck is designed for you to make the money, make your money, go through the sacrifice of it. You know what I mean? Get your cake up, grab your bag, secure it, and then get to the next area in your life, which is whatever that may be, whether it's you being local, you being regional, you being dedicated. So that way you now have an area or a place to go to where you can, really indulge in that way. But the truck it's just not designed. I mean, I've tried every combination to make it so that way it's habitable, but it's just not. The truck, God forbid if that APU goes out, God forbid if your inverter conks out, like it's just one of those things where it's just like, you know what? It's designed for you to sacrifice. This is not home. This is you sacrificing all of the pleasures in life that you were used to for a greater good. And the greater good is for you to secure your bag, get whatever you need to get out of it, whether it's your credit being upgraded, whether it's money for you to save for a house, if it's money for you to get into a new business, or it's for you to be a fleet, whatever it is, you have to trade in the sacrifice. You cannot live life with, oh, I'm going to keep it as comfortable as possible but be in an uncomfortable situation. If you're in an uncomfortable situation, that's what it is. It's an uncomfortable situation. It's going to test your mettle. It's going to push you to the limit. It's going to see just how far you're willing to go to achieve what you profess that you want to do. So you making it, nice and with the lights and the candles and having, 5-course meals in the truck and stuff like that. All you're doing is making yourself comfortable. Therefore, you're not pushing yourself to achieve the goals that you set out to do. So get out of the habit of it being, oh, I'm going to make this as glamorous. No, you're in, I mean, there's people that sacrifice their lives to provide a comfortable life for their family. And that to me is the true nature of the truck. I'm sorry, I just went on a rant there. My bad, guys. Wait, what? I missed a lot of this craziness. People are so jealous that they just make up lies, prostitution smears, cross the line. Sorry, no, it's cool. Essentially what happened, me and my estranged husband we're still going through it and stuff. But we left on a good accord. He moved on with his life. I have it documented that he had moved on. He has a girlfriend, lived with her, all that stuff. And so months after that, pretty much, I started to date TB, be with Sean. And he threatened me. He said, listen, if you don't get out of your situation, then I'm going to basically make your life a living hell. I'm going to tell everyone all these things. And so he sent it in Cash App. So he Cash Apped. He was like, oh, matter of fact, you know what? Let me see if you guys can see it. It's pretty funny, actually. It's not funny, but I mean, it's like, I can laugh at it now. Cause I was like, dude, that's just nuts. Let me see if it's in my pictures. Let's see if I can find it. So he like sent it right before he did anything. He sent it and he was like, if you don't come back and do the and the third, blah, 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 that I'm going to do this. And I was like, do what you got to do. You're not going to threaten me. And he basically just collaborated with Guilty, and he collaborated with Guilty and basically started these lies and stuff. And I let it go at first because I just knew, like I said, I was vindicated. I said I knew that I married a piece of shit. Like I knew it then. And so when that happened, I was fortified with it, or should I say I was able to embrace it. I think the part that I didn't get was the prostitution portion. I didn't get that. I didn't get why would fellow truckers, put it out there that I was a lot lizard or that I was doing things. Because my thing is, you're completely desecrating me as a coworker. I'm like, I'm a CDL holder, Class A for 3 years. Like, why would you? What would that be doing? Like, why would you even put that out there? Because so many women that are drivers that probably came from the strip club or came from prostitution or came from a domestic violence, whatever the case, you're now putting those women in danger. It's bad enough that the women that do truck have to deal with the nonsense of being out there by themselves. So why would you do that? And like I said, I trucked a year teaming with my then husband at the time. Then I did a year by myself, and then I did a year with Sean. And so it was just like, I didn't get that portion. I didn't get that. And to me, it was inciting violence. You were inciting, when you make these videos, putting it out there that I am a prostitute, when you have no record of it, you have no proof whatsoever. There's not a trucker on this planet that can attest to it and say, hey, this is Two Fly. I had her. Me and her been talking about this and the third, blah, 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 and making those arrangements. I couldn't believe that the videos that were spawning were making that to be the thing. Like I said, I just looked at it as, you know what, anyone's entitled to their opinion, but why would you do that to a fellow trucker? That was the thing I just couldn't wrap my head around. There's nothing on YouTube that could have prepared me for that. Like, just nothing. So I just was like, I stood up for it, meaning I said, wait a minute, enough is enough. This has to stop. So I just started to, lash out or launch back and say, like, whoa, time out. Like, we're not going to do that. You can't sit behind a camera and have it where your family that you love and stuff, they're protected, right? They're safe and sound. But then you're having it where people, a person can look at my face and make the distinction at the fuel aisle and say, oh, there go that prostitute right there. Let me go solicit her. Because let me tell you something. I called the cops on 2-3 people. Because I'm not playing that game. I'm just going to call the cops. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And I backed away because they came up to my truck and I had the fuel at DF fuel. And so that was the border. I backed up, walked into the Flying J. I said, call the cops. This is his truck. This is what's happening. And he got in his truck and left. And I'm like, well, why are you leaving? This is the game you want to play. You think that you can take what someone says and you think you can walk up to me and incite fear or put fear in my heart? I guarantee you it ain't happening today. And so me coming out and me talking about it or me putting it out there was to showcase to people, these are the people that you're following, because there is not let me tell you something. I ask people all the time. This is my question when people ask me about what's going on in YouTube world with me. Put your wife or your child or your mother, your grandma in my position. Can you let that happen? And everyone that supports these people that are putting these videos out about me, they all said, absolutely not. So that's where I look at it as, this is all bull crap. And so I started to sever friendships behind it, meaning if I see that a person fraternize with that and then turn around and call themselves a friend to me, absolutely not. I will not stand for it. Because this is not a protect Black woman situation. This is darn right criminal. This is wrong. There is a line. And when we cross lines, you stay behind over there. I'm going to stay over here. And it's cool. Now, one thing I won't do is go down to the mud. And like I said, I don't get into people's personal business because I believe at the end of the day, I don't need to go that deep in the mud. But there are ways around it, or there's ways to get what you need done. And so those are the measures that I take in that regard. So, but it's perfectly fine. Like I said, the thing that I would want anyone to take from it, especially the women, like women, if you're listening to me, F what anyone has to say. First of all, you have your CDL, you're driving that truck, you are a contributor, a direct contributor to the economy. You are needed, you are special, dude, you're doing it. You're working, you are providing for yourself. I don't care what anybody calls you. You do not stop being you, period. And so that's where, I hold that to be true. They're definitely putting us in danger. I get followed at truck stops and I have been solicited. My husband has to frequently. Yeah, that's the truth. The truth is, and like I said, the people that are doing it, they couldn't fathom. Let me tell you something. They couldn't fathom if they left home and they're on the road and then someone poached their family. They would flip the truck. But see, that's that karma. One thing about karma, let me tell you something about that heifer. Karma comes when you least expect it, and she's somehow always on time. So that's why I don't listen. I just let the chips fall as they may. My karma, honestly, is that I put myself in a situation that I am sowing it now, if that makes sense. Meaning I knew when I married who I married, that I was in for a world of trouble. But I assumed, you know what? Maybe over time they'll change. Maybe over time things will get better. I knew then that I was going to have to answer to that. So I'm taking it now. Like, that's why I'm taking it, it's like, it's a breeze. Like, because it's like, I already mentally knew, but I just held on. I held on to God and I held on. I was like, ooh, maybe he'll change. And it was nothing I can do. There was nothing. There was no amount of time. There was nothing I can do to change the inevitable. The inevitable was, we do not work. We should not be around each other. It is unhealthy, detrimental. Nothing gets solved. And it is no amount of good looks and nice pictures and faking for the gram that we can do that will showcase that we're happy. That's the truth. And instead of me making a big fuss about it and starting doing the whole men ain't nothing, and I didn't do none of that. I said, listen, brother, I wish you the best. And I got ghosts. I'm talking about peace. Like, I was like, bye. Because that piece of paper is funny how men, particularly, because men, y'all do this. It's funny how men put that piece of paper and they push it to the side when it's convenient for them. Because see, that's the world we live in. A man can go cheat on his wife and come right back home. And women are expected to just deal with that. Listen, I know friends that are truckers. I know friends, or I've had friends or know of women. They got on the truck just to follow behind their man to make sure he don't cheat. What type of freaking existence is that? I'm not doing that. I am not doing none of that, bro. If I'm not happy, all bets is off. I'm out. Period. And so, like I said, when I see the videos, or like I said, people send me the videos and stuff, and I see my face as a thumbnail that says that I'm selling myself for $40. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. The first thing I think about is I was like, man, God forbid if something happens to that person's wife or their child or something like that. Because let me tell you something, that's a pain that I hope they never feel. I can take care of myself because I don't run in the circles in which a thing like that will happen. But I always feel bad for the women that are going through that, because there are current truck drivers to the day that have been raped, they've been kidnapped, they've been sold into some type of sex slavery. They had all types of stuff happen. And we think it's a joke to laugh at someone like me because, like I said, I don't have the victim mentality. So, of course, it's not, it's one of those things where it's like, you can't identify with me because, see, I don't trauma bond. I've lived a pretty successful, pretty cool life. I don't really have a lot of stuff that has happened to me that is, traumatic, besides, me having a failed marriage. But I feel really bad. And so that's why I stand here, because I want women that don't have a voice. And I've met a couple of them. Like, I've had people that came up to me in Prime, at Prime's terminal, and like broke down and cry because they was like, if that happened to me, I don't, they would commit suicide. Like, I had women actually tell me that. They was like, yo, I would commit suicide if someone did to me what they have done to you. And I was just like, dude, like I said, God himself going to come down here to get me. That's how I look at it. And I got too much to live for. I got too much to give to people. I have a big heart. I'm a person that look at it as, listen, that's what comes with it. You know what I'm saying? You got to take the good with the bad. You can't have it where if something, make you flinch, you got to change your whole life around. No. And like I said, you can go as far back in the crates and take it all the way back to I was 15, 12, 2, or in the womb. Don't make me no never mind. I'm going to keep on stepping. I'm going to keep on stepping. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just a naturally happy person, man. Ain't nothing going to get me down but the right of rain. So that's just where I'm at with it. But no, I don't want you guys to, worry about things like that. And like I said, if anyone needs, any guidance or anyone needs to talk about that stuff, like I said, I've put a lot of parameters or things in place where things like that, if it do happen, what steps to take and stuff like that. And I probably will be doing more of it. Like I said, I just kind of wanted to have it where it's segue into a different channel. So that's what I wanted to tell you guys. I will be launching a new channel. And the channel is going to be actually launching tomorrow, only because I have a couple of things I have to do more to it. But I will go on live tomorrow. Like I said, we're going to do a live every day and segue so that way you guys can understand that a little bit better, how to navigate. Because like I said, there was a lot of pointers that I got from trucking that I don't think a lot of women wanted to talk about or even indulge in, which makes sense. I understand that. But nonetheless, I feel like it's definitely something that should be expressed because I really feel sad for the men. Like I said, the men that do have their wives or ladies with them, and they feel like they have to check men or, their masculinity is tested. That has to be so frustrating. Like, you're in the back sleep, right? Resting for the night shift and your wife comes in and she's crying, you know what I mean? Or she's obviously startled or shaken up and you have to, you know what I mean? Like instantaneously be that protector, be that provider, because again, that takes from you, right? It's a draining situation. And so, like I said, when we promote or support people that are obviously in the business to bring harm to people, I can't get down with that. Like I just can't get down with it. So I want to create that portal or that realm. And like I said, I think that if we treated trucking like it was this corporation, right? Like it was like this big office building, and we hold each other accountable, and have more of a camaraderie, have more of a, hey, I see you, trucker, or hey, lady trucker, I see you over there, or hey, sir, what I mean, and have it where the synergy is a camaraderie, because we're all technically coworkers. DOT bank pops us for anything, you know what I'm saying? Then I think that would bring trucking back to um, a more, digestible thing to do. But I get the drama. I get it. The drama is necessary because trucking is boring. So I get that. I understand that, but not to the point where it will put anyone in harm. Way I've seen, no lie, someone had approached TB. And it was scary, y'all. Like, let me tell you something. They approached them. I thought the way this guy was going off, it was ridiculous. It was late at night, you know what I'm saying? And TB got out the truck and, he stood his ground. And as a woman, I just was like, oh my God. Like, I just was like, no, like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those things where I'm just like, no, what is happening? Why are we even having this argument or whatever? And, the dude backed down. He got back in his truck and, went down the street. But the funny thing about it was, I was like, why would anyone compromise their job? What is the point of that? Like, what is the point of proving you a man when the whole idea of the job is manly? Like, this is a male orientated, dominated field. All the stuff that you guys are doing requires for you to technically be a man. I mean, the women that do it, we're not trying to be men. We're just trying to get a decent wage. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, we're just trying to draw the trucks too, and make a living for our families and make a living for ourselves and stuff. So I just don't understand where it comes from. And like I said, one thing about men that cannot articulate, or men that can't understand words, or men that can't, put their feelings aside to have a conversation, is that they really don't have an excuse as to why this is happening. They just don't. They just do not. And that's what causes the absolute complete destruction and degradation of people general. When we cannot communicate, that means can't nothing get done. Period. We communicate. We know how to communicate when it comes to our paycheck. Everybody get white when they check is involved. Hi, hello, human resources. Absolutely, yes. This is Dara, and I was calling because I noticed that there was $127.15 short from my paycheck. Just wanted to know, was my math was wrong in any way? Yes. Is there any way that you can reassess the settlement? Thank you. I would appreciate it. I'll hold. Like, everyone gets like that. Everybody. You're not going to sit up here and tell me that the morons that make videos about me and talk about me, stuff like that, don't get unhood or ungangster when the company calls. Hey, listen, you didn't do what you were supposed to do, and listen, we need to talk about it. I'll be right there. Absolutely. I'm sorry. Did I not park in the correct spot? Oh, my apologies. Listen, I was out of my head. My children called. And when they did, I tell you, man, I don't know where my head at these days. Absolutely, boss, man. No problem. I'll be in there shortly. Like, it's the craziest thing. So I don't know why we play these games. I don't know why we act like we are not held to the same standards. The one thing about trucking, this is the thing that I noticed. It doesn't matter if you're a fleet owner, if you are a owner operator, if you are a lease operator or a company driver. Everybody daddy is DOT. Everybody answers to DOT. Ain't nobody too snazzy for DOT. That I will say. So all this hoopah and you could smoke and be an OG and keep it real and it's in the streets. Everybody get the stinking leg and the shaky leg when DOT pull you in. Bay number 2, please. Yo, listen, shaky leg, stinky leg. When they say bay 2, please. When they say pull over, driver, or when you see them damn lights and your convex, if I'm lying, I'm flying. If I'm lying, I'm flying. Y'all know what I say to be true. It makes no sense why we go through this nonsense. I swear it's the stupidest thing in the world. If you admit to it and are treated for mental illness in this industry, you can lose your health certification. I think this of contributing to mentally ill drivers running around. And there is some mentally ill drivers running around. You got to think about it this way. You're a legit hermit. You're a recluse by nature. And so, or not by nature, by habit. Because, like I said, the truck is an isolating box. And let me tell you something, a lot of people cannot be left to their devices or their own thoughts in that truck. And so, yeah, if it comes down to it, they want to feel validated. And the way to feel validated is through YouTube. YouTube is a free platform for you to put your ill will, your ill intentioned message, your rhetoric that is detrimental, your everything is able for you to do it. And there's an audience for everyone. But like I said, the thing with trucking is it will be different if we did not run the same circles. That's the difference. And like I said, my heart goes out to, like I said, the people that cannot defend themselves. My heart goes out to the people that don't have, they don't have the mental strength to let something like that ease by. I've heard stories where, in fact, the greatest story that I heard, or the craziest story I heard rather, was there was a situation where someone had threatened someone online, right? They were having a back and forth, threatening them online. And it was with men. And then the man was like, yo, well, you can meet me here. You can meet me at this truck stop, the Senator blah, blah, blah. And so they parked their truck and stuff like that. And they're waiting for whatever to happen. Now, to me, I'm just like, whatever. I mean, I again, that's a man thing. I'm not even trying to figure that part out. But what was interesting was that someone came there and they thought it was the person that was coming to fight them or whatever. And no, it was a person that respected him and say, listen, if someone comes up doing something, I just want to be here to make sure that, nothing happens to you fatally. And I was like, whoa, like that took me aback, because what I took from was, damn, there's people that we don't know that cares about us, that really, they just resonates with us, or probably just agree with us, or probably just think in those similar concepts. And they didn't want nothing to happen to you. I was like, yo, like that was just, it was unfathomable to think that a person would stop their job to come and sit with a fellow trucker to make sure something didn't happen. The unfortunate thing is just, I wish that was more for the females. I feel like the men, when it comes to camaraderie, it's an easy thing for them to do. But when it comes to the plight of women, it always have to be under the terms of either we're having sex with you, or we're related to you by blood, or what have you. That was the only thing I wish could be more and more forthcoming, is that we're not selective in who we help, but just look at each other as, like I said, as co-workers, and just be there for each other wholeheartedly. But like I said, ain't nobody into that mess. And, it is what it is. So it's one of those things where in a perfect world, that would be nice. But, it is what it is. And to me, like I said, I take the solace into cooking, because cooking keeps my behind in the house safe and sound. And that is the content in which I will be putting out. So listen, I got to get ready for the gym. As you guys know, me and TB are taking the gym very seriously. And I will be posting and probably I am dropping my video. I have a cooking video that I have that's dropping. Like I said, that happens every day, no matter what. I will be doing a live in the morning. I just don't know if I want to do the morning or evening. I kind of like both, and I might do both. I don't know. I might do like a morning vibe and then a cool down for the evening. So I'll see how that works out. I do have a Patreon that is specifically for people that want to know how to cook. So if you guys want to go over to my Patreon, and I'll have it where we can do a one-on-one lesson. Like I said, we could probably talk through IG or Facebook or some type of medium, and you can be in front of your kitchen or your makeshift kitchen in the truck, and I will work alongside with you, and we can cook and come up with some ideas for meal prep and how to eat, and to establish what will be a good cooking vessel for the truck. What else? I'm also going to figure out, like I said, how to do something, some type of platform, so that way we can have a separate situation going on. I'm probably going to launch it tomorrow, if everything works out accordingly. And nonetheless, guys, I totally appreciate everyone that vibes with me. Like I said, over on my channel, I'm not selling you nothing. You know what I mean? Either we cooking, we chilling, we're conversating, we're creating. That it's just that simple. You guys are more than welcome to come in. I'm sorry I didn't do the stream yard. Usually I would, so that way people can call in. But I just wanted to test this out and see. So nonetheless, make sure that you guys are sharing. Also, go ahead and subscribe to Trucker Brown for all your trucking needs. New regime, if you're still into that hot diggity dog mess, no problem. Make sure you guys are subscribed to me, Way Too Fly, for all your chill vibes, cooking, creating, and we on some, chill situation over here. And like I said, tomorrow I will announce the secondary channel for me, so that way you guys can have any needs and things addressed from my female perspective of the trucking industry and the knowledge that I did obtain and stuff, and definitely the ways to stay safe and secure and current in the trucking industry as a female, especially one that has probably been through some type of domestic disputes, horrible marriages, things like that. That is something that I am comprising and putting together for you ladies. But I bid you guys adieu. I will check back in with you guys later. Make sure you guys are subscribed to our Instagram, The Real Trucker Brown and Way25Baby. You can always support the channel via Cash App, Venmo. Love, support, share, like, comment, subscribe. And I will catch you guys in the next one. I really hope that you guys are safe on the road, especially my fellow truckers. And y'all just keep doing what y'all doing. Well, you're needed, whether people want to admit that or not. So I'll holler back at you guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.